Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. It's wonderful to see you again. I hope you're having a good day in this otherwise, worldly speaking, not such a great day. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that I can give you some support. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and set any requests for your personal healing or well-being. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid with all of your requests in mind. If you're watching this as a pre-recorded video, hello, you're going to have just as much fun and healing a time. If you would like to skip forward to the Reiki session, begin your journey at about the 1 hour, 15-minute mark. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back. It's wonderful to see you again. And thank you for the ongoing support. So I'm running a little behind schedule today. Sorry about that. So I was thinking, let's go ahead and continue prepping for the live stream while I just chat with all of you and then build a new grid. So I'm going to go ahead, bring us over to our usual split screen where we'd start building the grid. And what I'm actually doing is putting down the crystals from the last time we worked together from Sunday night. So yeah, let's go over, just kind of chat and hang out, and then get into the building of crystal grids. Okay, so I've made some progress here. But yeah, I'll show you what it is for me to put everything up and then back down again. There we go. Let's see, who all do we have in here? I saw Kanta, Chris, and Jennifer Vatsa. Oh, and Grace. Hey, welcome in. Awesome. Good to see you all. And Joanna, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so currently Hattie is sleeping on a warming pad, and Gertie, I believe, is sleeping under the bed. So yeah, I'm just packing up the last grid. So feel free to pop in with any questions or anything. And I'm definitely going to take all these requests in. Yeah, it has been a rough day energetically and in every way. So let's go ahead. I'll show you how I normally break down each grid. Joanna, I hope you're, hanging in there. But here I'm just putting away some garnets. Kath, welcome in. Absolutely. I will get to everybody's requests tonight. And Jen, I hope you're doing well after the move. I have been working today on seeing clients and in person, and also had the wonderful fun and privilege of being able to write about the new crystals I'm adding to the stock within a week or two. So they'll probably start getting added as soon as Friday. So new crystals for all of it. And I'm excited about that. It's the first time I've been able to take care of getting new crystals since before the move. So it's feeling like some good new energy is coming in. I think we'll go ahead, and what I'm going to do is work on the finishing up of putting these away. And while I do that, I'm going to do what we usually do later. I'm going to go ahead and describe a little bit about what Reiki is and how it works while I finish this up. That will get us rolling for the later part of the session. In this session, we will definitely be using Sugilite because I can't think of another crystal we need more than Sugilite right now. That one is fantastic for unity consciousness, the awareness of the interconnectedness of all things, and that what we do outwardly, we do unto ourselves. It's definitely one that's good for like world peace. So we'll definitely leave that. And I'm thinking peridot and moss agate and celestite I left because I just feel like they'll need to be there today. And for those of you who have really been enjoying hanging out with pyrite, that will be added to the crystal shop very soon. I'm really happy to mention that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that there. Oh yeah, absolutely, K-Boss. Kanta and Joy, I will absolutely put those in for the request for you. Check in whenever, but enjoy. Have a good evening. We all need some rest. Let's go ahead and put this straight. And so as I was saying, hang on one moment. Let me just adjust my mic. Thank you all for your patience. There we go. So as I put these away, Reiki has become more or less like a catch-all term for energy healing. And specifically, I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. This is a particular method that was created by Mikao Usui in the 1920s. In Japan, at a really difficult time in Japan's past, where, to say the least, you were absolutely not able to teach anything that could even be construed as religion. So this particular approach of working with energy was very, very secular, yet incredibly spiritual. And given that, I feel like that's a big part of why it resonates with us so much in the West. And I feel like it's a lot more unifying because of that. You know, you believe as you wish, but we can all come and unite over one thing. And basically the concept of energy at the heart of Usui Reiki can best be explained through the lens of Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, where everyone and everything is connected, and everyone and everything is inextricably linked. And given that, spirit, however you would define it, basically provides for us this spiritually guided soul energy, which is what Reiki translates to mean. And this energy is thought to flow from the universe to and through everyone and everything in it. And essentially what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct even more of it, so that your body, mind, and spirit, which are working with this energy all the time, whether we're aware of it or not, will actually have more to work with and essentially be able to take over and utilize them to your greatest good. During the session, you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to focus on anything. You can simply just sit back and relax, even close your eyes or even take a snooze. But while you're doing that, you can also Get up, get a cup of tea. You can do some yoga, journal, anything that feels meaningful. There's no wrong way to enjoy your Reiki session. And then at the end of the session, you'll hear my voice welcome you back in. And then you can ask questions, share any experiences. Okay. So, and I just heard a cat sneeze. So let's see. And Chris, how are you doing now that you are back home from vacation, your first couple days back? I don't know, have I ever showed you guys this? How I actually... That's how I actually have all of the crystals that I call on throughout the session. And we're almost there. Sweet. So thank you for sitting with me for that. Let's go ahead and dive into our usual stream. I'm going to go ahead and just adjust the lights for y'all. Sweet. So let's get to those requests. Awesome. Grace, it's good to see you. Healing intentions are for your heart, self-love, health, and letting go. Okay, so like I said, starting off, Shungite, if ever there was a stone for today, this would be the stone. This is a stone, again, of unity consciousness, of being aware of the interconnectedness of everyone and everything everywhere, and that what we put out, we really are putting back into ourselves. So that is really important today. Moss agate is as deeply spiritual a stone as it is a healing stone. This is a sacred stone in Chinese medicine. This helps with anything that might be spreading through your body quickly, things like infections, viruses, that sort of thing. Also really helpful for connecting with your inner child, with your higher self, with your spiritual guidance, and feeling not alone, feeling connected to spirit. Also unconditional love. Peridot is helpful for finding our patterns and tendencies that get in our own way, helping to find those things that we do that limit our potential, finding those habits and in a way reprogramming them with us. Also really helpful for anger, as well as supporting good friendships, especially those friendships that help us to be the best version of ourselves, along with anything that involves digestive upset, things like anything from acid reflux to IBS, Crohn's, things like that. So I have those in here. And celestite. This helps us to feel connected to and actually be able to connect with our angels and our spirit guides. This allows us to not only connect to them and just feel them present, but if you're somebody who's a little intuitive, it'll help us to better receive messages from spirit and from angels. It's also a stone that helps with discernment, especially as far as like, is this an intuitive nudge? Is this, an old fear of mine? Whatever that might be for you. And yeah, very powerful angelic healing stone. So we will go ahead and bring that into for heart healing, self-love, health, and letting go. let's see, for health, let's bring in some moss agate. Actually, tree agate. Yeah, we'll bring in some tree agate, some rhodonite, self-love, and letting go. Let's do some fuchsite and malachite. So we'll start with malachite. So malachite is one that can be very, very helpful with the heart chakra. This is everything that has to do with processing really difficult emotions as well. Oh, hey, Catherine. From the weather point of view, you were glad to be home. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I'm glad you're home, you know, with the weather being what it was. But yeah, I wish you just could have had a better week. But yeah, so as I was saying, this is malachite. It's superb for moving those really difficult emotions through the heart center. When you look at these swirls of green, think of all the challenging emotions kind of swirling through our heart, but not stagnating there. That's how malachite helps. This is also a superb stone because it helps us process those difficult things, to help us let go of the past. It's also great for inflammation and pain, especially for arthritis. And it's also great for things like anxiety, depression, although, of course, nothing I do here is a replacement for anything else anywhere. I have depression, I take meds, I do the Reiki, I do the crystals, I do all the things I can to help myself. And this is definitely one of the stones I work with for that. So yeah, we will bring in some malachite. It's also great for phobias and things, especially if you have a fear of flying. Rhodonite helps with healing a broken heart. This is often referred to as the breakup stone or the divorce stone, but it's so much more than that. This is grief too. This is any kind of heartbreak. Also really helpful for processing old and in a way healing the pain in the present from past emotional abuse. Really helpful for the lungs, allergies, asthma, autoimmune stuff, which are definitely all things that I experience. Also great for healing insecurities, balancing yin and yang in the body. There's a ton of uses for rhodonite. So here we go. And there will be some rhodonite in the new crystal shop too. So next we have some tree agate. Tree agate is much like the Ayurvedic version of moss agate. This is a superb stone for balancing energy within the body and naturally recalibrating the imbalances within, regardless of the type and variety that you might be experiencing. It's universally balancing, or tridoshic in Ayurveda. This is thought to help clear the energy and, in a way, sort of tweak or perfect the flow all the way down to the smallest nadi, N-A-D-I in English, or channel through which energy moves in the body. So it's everything about physical health and well-being. And, of course, who doesn't want a beautiful heart in the middle of their crystal grid? So, and I know that Patty really appreciates that particular stone. And I think I dropped something. Yeah, here we go. And fuchsite will be very helpful for self-care and self-love. This is a stone that helps to encourage you to give into play, just enjoying life and enjoying the moment just as yourself, enjoying the moment for purely yourself, not for any other reason or to get something else done. This is for you to just simply enjoy. It's also really helpful for connecting with your inner child and healing that, as well as spinal alignment and even sleep disturbances. Some folks do also feel that this is helpful for things like carpal tunnel syndrome. So I hope that that helps. It's good to see you, Grace, and I hope everything is well. Let's bring in some of Chris's stuff too. So we've got carnelian first. So carnelian is a stone that really helps with the sacral chakra in every capacity. It's wonderful for relationships and how we relate to everyone and everything around us. Also for those much closer relationships, especially romantic relationships. This also has a lot of function with sexuality, fertility, and even attracting a soulmate or a partnership. This is also a stone that can be very helpful when it comes to creativity, as well as healing wounds. Oh, and I think I have a cat on my lap. Is that a Hattie or is that a Gertie? It's a Gertie. Hi. Do you want to say hello? No? You just want to cuddle? Okay. Hello. I hope you can hear those purrs. And we'll also bring in some citrine. So everyone who's been requesting or even thinking about financial abundance will definitely put in a few stones for that, but this is probably the most potent in that regard. Citrine is superb for calling on financial abundance and just financial well-being too, but basically basic needs, all that kind of stuff. So not just money, but yeah, let's face it, money too. Really helpful for balancing logic with intuition and dealing with addictions and compulsions. Also really helpful when it comes to things like nausea. Often this is a stone that's used for morning sickness too. So that is citrine. And green aventurine helps to expand our vision of ourselves and what we see ourselves as being capable of. If we tend to sell ourselves short or not even think we're capable of something, if we're like, oh, I can't do that, I could never do that, this is the stone that says, well, maybe you can. It's very, very encouraging, and it really does help you to kind of break out of the old ways of looking at yourself in many ways. Helps too with the heart rhythms, eye problems, fertility, and also for learning things that you are intimidated by. If there's anything that you're learning, including like if you're tech phobic, if you are learning a new language, anything that just feels like too much, this is a stone that says, no, you got this. So that's green aventurine. Aw, Gertie is purring. And we will keep going back to your requests too. And for Kath, self-love, patience, emotional healing, struggling with low energy and drive to meet goals. Oh, absolutely, I can understand that. Let's go ahead with that. So self-love we've got with fuchsite and also with rhodonite. That can help with that. Low energy and drive to meet goals. Let's see. Me too, actually. So bumblebee jasper helps with that, as does rutilated. And emotional healing, absolutely. Let's bring this in. So, first one I want to bring in is bumblebee jasper, which by the way has quite a bit of sulfur and arsenic in it, so be careful. When it comes to the physical body, this is all about physical energy, helping you feel more vital, not only just the physical energy to do things, but also the motivation and drive to get them done. This helps with confidence, and it helps with also like a motivation of, I can't wait to sink my teeth in and get this work done. Great for whether you're working alone or in tandem with another or in a group. And it's wonderful too for decision making and also empowering manifestation. So that is Bumblebee Jasper. Rutilated quartz is excellent for bringing up physical energy as well. This is great for energy that feels a little depleted because maybe you've been, sick or just run down or doing too much. This helps kind of perk up the physical energy, but the rutils also help focus the mind and focus energy where it's most needed in the body. So that is rutilated quartz. Next, we'll go ahead and for emotional healing, I feel like dragon's blood is the stone that wants to come out. So dragon's blood, also because you said patience, which I'm going to get to with another stone too, this one helps to have patience with yourself and others, but especially enough patience to learn from your mistakes and things like that. And again, this is dragon's blood. This can be really helpful, or so it's thought, for the thyroid, the nervous system, and some folks even feel that it can positively impact like the immune system too. But also wonderful for moving past old grief and things like that without getting stuck in those emotions. So it helps with processing emotions rather than getting stuck in any kind of self-pity. Also really helpful for, in general, optimism, happiness, and learning from our experiences. So that is dragon's blood. And so I feel like that can be really helpful. So thank you for being here, Kath. It's good to see you. For Kanta, gratitude, presence, joy, family, rest. Very tired from lots of physical work, reorganizing the house. Gotcha. Awesome. So let's go ahead and do that. Tired from physical work and reorganizing the house. So let's see. Let's definitely bring in some Septarian. This can really help with tired muscles. I love it for that. It's great for muscle pain and spasms. This will also help Kath's request. So this is Septarian, and this has everything to do with emotional healing, especially like deep emotional healing where you need a little support to feel less vulnerable in that position to do this emotional healing. Helps us to see the real true underlying cause of whatever might be manifesting. So it really helps with healing root pains of things. Wonderful too for skin wounds, lesions, and in general, anything about the solar plexus, which is your center of self, personal identity, who you are, and prioritizing your wants in life. So that's Septarian. So I feel like that will help. And also to get some good rest in, labradorite. So labradorite is good quality sleep, but it's also clairvoyance. It helps to calm disputes. It brings a lot of harmony to the workplace. And I think Kath, I saw dealing with difficult coworkers. Carnelian will help to some extent. Labradorite can be really helpful with that. So yeah, workplace harmony, research and study, including really, really detailed attention to things. If you're doing very fine work, whether it's, say, organizing, or you're doing like taxes, organizing, if you're doing anything like coding, programming, this can be a really wonderful stone when you have to get into the very fine details of what kind of small error could have caused an issue. This is a good needle in a haystack stone. Also wonderful for enjoying travel. So we'll bring in labradorite. And clairvoyance is our spiritual sight. So if you want to continue to hone that, develop that, or work with it, this can be a great stone. There we go. And being happy and open to change and love. open to change, my favorite is Mookaite. This is accepting change, making decisions. And that can help us to feel very grounded while we accept these new opportunities and new perspectives. So that's Mookaite, which also goes by Australia Jasper. Also helpful for bladder pain as well as digestion. And yeah, wonderful for, like I said, decisions as well as accepting change. So I'll bring that in. Also, picture Jasper can help with being open to change. This helps you to envision the future in front of you in really bold ways. This is a stone that also goes by Desert Jasper. So picture Jasper, Desert Jasper helps to envision like any kind of potential that might feel out of reach right now. It's wonderful for like if you are thinking about moving abroad, if you're thinking about traveling abroad, this can help with that. It's good for new ventures and adventures. So it's also good for, say, a new project at work, starting a new business, anything like that. So this will definitely help with being open to change. And then we have see. And love. Let's go ahead and bring in some ruby. This is the courage to be yourself, and also for developing leadership skills, management skills, really helpful for fertility as well. And for fibromyalgia pain, yet another one tonight that helps with fibro. So that is ruby. If you are looking to kind of come out from under your shell and like take a leadership thing by the reins, especially, ruby is a great choice. So let's go. There is ruby. But yeah, wonderful with love. Awesome. Thank you. I hope you enjoy when you watch this, Kanta. You're welcome, Kath. Jennifer Vatsa. We've got love, weight loss, removing spiritual blockages. Love it. So let's definitely do, and let's bring in some more love stones. So let's bring in moonstone and rose quartz. Yeah, let's start there. Moonstone helps with connection to, of course, the moon and lunar cycles, but this is also a really helpful stone when it comes to calling on love. It's very protective of women, and it helps to connect with not only your intuition, but the larger spiritual side of things. This is like deep, old, in some cases, wisdom, learning new healing techniques, especially wise woman traditions, herbalism, those kinds of natural paths. So we'll bring this in. It's very protective of travelers as well, and anyone who does any work around full moon, new moon, may find moonstone particularly impactful. I always feel like it's very well expresses the energy of the High Priestess card in the tarot deck. Rose quartz we're all fairly familiar with. This is definitely a stone of intense love, open-heartedness. This can also help us to shift our vibration, especially in regards to what kind of love we're open to and accepting of. This helps us to gently shift our vibration and see that we are worthy of love. Absolutely. So this is wonderful for kind of healing those old wounds around it, opening yourself up to perhaps better relationships. And that's rose quartz. Boop. And I hope that that will help. You also requested labradorite, apophyllite. Oh, moonstone. Good. I read your mind. Let's bring in the apophyllite. And I'm going to read this one again. And we've got labradorite in there. So let's do... So apophyllite was a gift to us from Jennifer Vatsa, and you can check out her crystal shop by Googling Belladonna Botanicals. I'm going to go ahead and look up apophyllite because I'm not as familiar with it as I am my other stones. And today we're going to look it up in Love is in the Earth by Melody. This book is been out of print for a long time. I hope it goes back into print, but it's incredible and it is quite thick. Let's see. I think she has apophyllite in here. Oh, yes. Apophyllite is often used to create a conscious connection between the physical form and the spiritual realm. It facilitates attunement to one's body as well as to the higher dimensions and life forms. Astral travel, clear and definite connection to the physical body, connection to the Akashic records, exchange of communication with those in the spirit world, past life experiences, divination. Yeah, everything having to do with the third eye. And it's just an incredibly powerful stone of all those things. So again, that was Love is in the Earth, a Kaleidoscope of Crystals by Melody. And that is apophyllite. So let's go ahead and put the apophyllite on the moonstone, which in and of itself brings a lot of intuition to the table. There we go. Thank you for bringing those into our grid, Jen. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Moving spiritual blockages to end weight loss. Let's do some blue apatite. Blue apatite is wonderful for weight loss or just a better relationship with food, whatever that looks like to you. If you're reevaluating your diet or just your relationship with food overall. This is also a really helpful stone when it comes to strengthening your energy field, so you're less likely to take on the energy of other people. So it's perfect for empaths. It's also great for learning about your spiritual purpose and having the courage to enact it and walk that path. Also one too for just harmony and peace, and absolutely a powerful stone in so many ways. So let's bring in blue apatite. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going to add one more to the center. Copper, Susan Myers. Oh, hey, Patty, Key, I hope you're doing well. Oh, it was a tough session. Oh, lots of love to you. We put in Septarian for you with you in mind, but I'll put in some grief stones for you too. But Susan Myers, copper, and absolutely. And I'm so glad you're here. Copper helps to, and actually we have that in the center of our grid, this spiral here. That is copper. Copper's thought to help break up blockages and optimize the flow of energy. So it's particularly helpful for things like Reiki. So that's actually why it's in the center of the grid. So yeah. So I hope that that helps, Susan. But I've got lots of copper that we can work in too. I'd like to add even more. And removing spiritual blockages for Jen. Let's bring in some red tiger eye. This helps with, this is very protective stone. It helps with things like bullying, being picked on. This is anyone or anything that might be causing you issues on the spiritual level or the mundane, everyday kind of level. Also really helpful for manifesting financial abundance in a hurry. So let's bring this in. So I hope that that helps break up any spiritual blockages. There we go. Oh, awesome, Susan. Welcome. Moonstone and aquamarine. We have moonstone in there. And let's bring in some aquamarine. Aquamarine helps with the flow of energy, the flow of fluids within the body, so circulation for sure. Also helps with the teeth and gums. On an emotional level, this is a stone that can help with forgiveness, whatever that forgiveness looks like whether you're forgiving someone to move on, or you're forgiving someone to give them another chance, or if those two look very differently. However forgiveness manifests to you, this can really help. Also wonderful for deflecting and discouraging, especially from other folks directing at you, immature types of energy, like pettiness or the already aggrieved. We often jokingly call this the anti-Karen stone. But yeah, it's also helpful for bringing about justice. So let's go ahead and bring some aquamarine in there. Yeah, that looks good. And oh, Catherine, you have you have an in-person Reiki session tomorrow? It's a former student who just started out as a Reiki practitioner. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness, tell us how it was. I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for your student. That's exciting. I'm so glad. Awesome. Yeah, and let's bring in a little bit more moonstone, because Patty asked for it, Jen asked for it, Chris asked for it. So this is also moonstone. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some more around the grid here. Yeah, this is all moonstone. Let's just put some more around the grid. There we go. Okay. And I know I skipped Catherine's. So difficult coworkers, we got money manifestation, lungs, losing weight, listening to your guides, and headaches. So headaches will bring out some pink tourmaline. That can be really helpful. Money manifestation and lungs. Listening to your guides, celestite is helpful, but so is sapphire. Weight loss, we have blue apatite, but let's also bring in some iolite. Difficult coworkers, we have carnelian as well as labradorite. However, let's bring in some herkimer. That'll help. So iolite helps with visioning, in a sense. So this is our psychic sense, our third eye senses. This helps with better sleep and more balanced sleep if intuition or energy is getting in the way of that. But this is particularly good for things like shamanic journeying, visionary meditation, anything like that, bringing about clairvoyance. Helps too with money management as well as weight loss and fever. So that is iolite. So I'm going to go ahead and just move this back. And next we'll go ahead and bring in sapphire, which will further help you to connect with your guides as well as your angels. This is a great stone for mediumship, channeling, bringing through those answers from the other side. It also helps with speedy justice, as well as the thyroid, eyes, ears. It's thought to help with dementia, both the individual that's impacted by it and those who love and care about and for them, as well as keeping your mind on potential positives in times of great change. So that is sapphire. Okay, so sapphire. Pyrite helps with both calling in financial abundance and the lungs. So it's a bit of a twofer. It's fool's gold, so it definitely calls in the real stuff. It's wonderful for intuition, while at the same time having a really protective filter on what comes in. Really helps with the brain, logic, and mental acuity, information recall and memory, as well as it's thought to be helpful for the lungs, but also really helpful for anyone who is undergoing radiation treatments. This has a connection with the thought being that it helps prevent side effects due to radiation treatment. Of course, there's no studies behind that, but that's an intention behind it. So we'll bring this in. Also helps the body to make the most of a Reiki session. And for your headache, pink tourmaline. Pink tourmaline, in addition to headaches and migraines, this is a wonderful stone for any kind of gynecologic issue whatsoever, and for nerve pain, so neuralgia. Also helpful for muscle weakness, spinal injuries, mother and baby bonding, as well as dispelling a negative self-image, so that you can kind of get to know yourself and love yourself a little bit differently, a little bit more easily. So that is pink tourmaline. So I hope that helps. Joint pain, absolutely. We have howlite for that. Oh, Catherine, it's all good. I'm glad you're here, and I'm so sorry your list has to be long. Nothing wrong with it at all. Let's do howlite. And we'll also do some grief stones. Yeah, we'll do those. So howlite is really helpful for joint pain, as well as anything having to do with the bones, whether it's healing a fracture or just stronger bones in general. From osteoporosis to like joint dislocation, anything in between or around those, howlite can be helpful. It's also really helpful on the mental emotional components of anger and resentment. Also frustration can kind of take the burning sting out of those things, so that you can think more clearly about how to navigate those feelings. So that is howlite. I feel like that's one of the most underrated stones in healing that I see. Okay. There we go. And let's also bring in for grief. Let's bring in some jet. Jet is wood that's been fossilized through usually volcanic activity, intense hot heat. Was a living tree and transformed very quickly into petrified wood. So this is a very helpful type of petrified wood when it comes to grief and like instant change kind of thing, especially loss of a partner. It's also really helpful for protection against like the paranormal, the evil eye, all that kind of stuff. But it's also really supportive for hospice and end-of-life transitions. So, and for humans as well as animals. So if you are caring for someone that's close to the end of their life, or if this is something you're facing, jet can be very, very helpful. So let's go ahead and do jet here and here. And green onyx can help with grief as well as sadness. especially really deep sadness. All onyx can help with grief, and it is fairly protective. Green onyx in particular is good for really deep emotional grief. This helps too with like emotional shutdown and moving forward despite the emotional pain you might be experiencing in your life. And green onyx can look quite different depending on the specimen. Often it'll look more like a pistachio color than this sort of darker green. So that is green onyx. And what else can we bring in? Is jet similar to Apache tears? In the way that it can help with grief, yes, Apache tear can be really helpful with grief. It's got a really strong connection with the indigenous peoples of North America too. But yeah, anytime it's like prolonged grief, Apache tear is really helpful. It's also really helpful for processing trauma. So yeah, as far as healing capacity, they're both similar. Apache tears are a type of obsidian, black obsidian usually, and Apache tears basically are from volcanic activity too. So yeah, so actually there are a lot of similarities. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. Oh, how light makes you really mellow and you can't wear it at work? That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Okay, let's see. It's about 9 o'clock. Let's see what else feels like it needs to be here. This one, I think, really hit a lot of notes for us in the last grid, and it definitely hits a lot of notes for me. It was a gift to us from the beautiful Chris, and it is zebra jasper. Zebra jasper helps with stress and overwhelm. It also helps you to stand up for yourself when needed, especially in the face of just being completely overwhelmed. Helps with bone disorders, and it breaks up apathy, like when you just feel like you're almost just stuck and you can't even move. Great for muscle spasms, finding initiative, getting empowered, and kind of has a go with the flow, breaking out of the rut sort of vibe to it. So that is zebra jasper. So we'll go ahead and put that here. Okay, you're welcome, Catherine. But yeah, I felt the zebra jasper. Also wanted to bring in Herkimer for help with your coworkers. Herkimer can be very, very helpful with, in a way, harmonizing discord. It can be really harmonizing. It's also really helpful for relaxation, being in the present moment, and empowering manifestation. This is a stone that can help you to also balance your metabolism and open your intuition. So that is Herkimer diamond. So we'll just go ahead and put some of that in here. And Herkimer diamond is, of course, clear quartz. Okay, there we go. And for Chris, we have requests for, let's see. Did we get lapis already? We did not. So lapis. Garnet. Got ruby. We'll get some emerald. Rhodochrosite. Absolutely. So rhodochrosite, different than rhodonite. This very much helps with the lungs as well as stress headache for sure. It also helps mother-child bonding and the healing of old maternal wounds. Also helps with mediumship and channeling. So that is rhodonite, or sorry, rhodochrosite. Emerald helps with healing skin and tissue and is superb for the upper respiratory tract and the entire cardiopulmonary system. Whether you're having asthma or an upper respiratory infection, a cold, or if this is just an area that you find some like periodic weakness, emerald is a wonderful stone. Also helps with restoring confidence about our appearance, especially for things that we may have been teased about in the past or have a particularly sensitive place in our hearts for. So that is emerald. Garnet helps with organization, clarity, productivity, really kind of organized thinking. This is one that brings a lot of creativity to things too, but this is one that also brings a lot of, let's take a fresh look at the way we've been doing things and see if there's not a better way to use our energy. See if there's not a more simple way to navigate these tasks. So we'll definitely bring in garnet. And lapis. Lapis helps with opening up some movement potential in your career. This helps with finding new opportunities in career and in work. Helps too with deep communication, openness, honesty, and integrity. Having good follow through, saying what you mean, meaning what you say. Wonderful too for the inner ear, specifically vertigo and hearing loss as well. And in general, disorganization too. If you're trying to have better habits around being organized or disorganized, lapis can be particularly helpful. So let's see. Put some of that around. And this grid looks really beautiful. Thank you everyone for inspiring this grid. You're so welcome, Chris. Thank you so much for being here and for all your ongoing support. Let's also do, because we did have self-care, I'm going to do one more stone. Let's do amazonite. So amazonite is helpful for self-care and self-respect, especially for folks who tend to think of others first, often at the detriment of themselves. It can help with the reminder to take care of yourself, remind you that you are worthy of the same caliber of care you give others. Also really helpful for just in general calming, as well as supporting the spine and spinal nerves. So if you have any issues there, pink tourmaline is wonderful for the for nerve pain. This is also good for a spinal nerve. So there's a lot of overlap between these two. So we'll bring this in. Let's see. And that's amazonite. Oop. And I'm just going to put these two other pieces of amazonite to balance out the jet that we have. Actually, let's do... There we go. Are there some crystals that should not be worn together? I've heard some people talk about like certain crystals can almost be a little discordant in terms of their energy. When I experience it, it tends to be more in the moment that they don't feel like they go together. I find that with crystal grid building, it definitely doesn't seem to matter. It's more built around intentions. But yeah, usually I don't feel like there's any stones that like you can't work with together. It's more like if you have a lot of different overlapping intentions and you bring in the stones for all of those intentions, sometimes it can be a bit intense and you might prefer to focus on one thing or the other for a while. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't. And there we go. So it is 9:06 now. So usually I'll do the thing where I, again, like revisit the what is Reiki and things like that. I'll just kind of touch on that a little bit if anyone has questions. But other than that, I wanted us to go ahead and zip right into the session unless anyone has any questions. But yeah, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm so glad to have you here. If you haven't already, definitely go ahead and click that live chat button and introduce yourself, unless you're not quite feeling it, which is totally fine. Feel free to go ahead and hit that like button, though. I don't mind that. So I'm going to quickly explain a little bit about what Reiki is and how to make the most of this session. But to help me lift the energy of the space that we're all sharing together and the home that you are in right now, go ahead, take a deep breath in and out, and think of all the things you're grateful for. That always shifts the energy. And then if you don't mind it, go ahead into the chat and share some of those with us. We'll build up that energy and then we'll move into the Reiki. And Lila Ray, it's wonderful to see you. Oh, good. Already with gratitudes. Oh, I love it. Wonderful. Okay, cool. So go ahead, do your gratitudes, and I shall return. So as I mentioned at the top of the live stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I've been teaching Reiki for about 15 years. I'm so honored to have you all here. And yeah, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Reiki has become kind of a catch-all term for energy healing. And specifically, I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. And essentially what I'll be doing is using Usui's techniques to connect with this energy that's already flowing through you, through me, through everyone and everything, and essentially delivering more of it to you or directing more of it to you. Because your body, mind, and spirit are always working with this energy, you'll be able to basically use this on a very deeply intuitive level to support yourself, body, mind, and soul. During the session, to enjoy Reiki, all you need to do is just think about being open to it for even a second. And that's all you need to do. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. You don't even have to sit still, though you can. Find someplace nice and comfy, cozy, lay down, sit up, it doesn't matter. Close your eyes. If you end up falling asleep and snoring, amazing. Otherwise, you may feel some physical sensations. You may have some emotions rise up or get released. In the mental, logical capacity, you might suddenly be able to hear your subconscious or be able to logic out some things that you've been struggling with. Spiritually, you may get some big moment of clarity or big epiphany or even a big intuition. And you may also have a wonderful nap. All of these things are likely to happen in some varying degree during your session. And Reiki, unlike people, can be everywhere all the time. So whenever you're watching this video, this Reiki is here for you. If you're watching this video now and you'd like to go back and enjoy any healing when I'm not live, definitely go ahead and check out our past healing live streams. Pick any old video you want. And you can even zip ahead to the Reiki healing. You will absolutely enjoy it no matter what day it is, no matter what time it is. So definitely go ahead and lean on that anytime you need. But I am here live 5 times a week. You're always welcome to drop in with requests. You can even drop into the upcoming stream ahead of the stream if you're not going to be able to be here live and put in any requests for yourself. I'll be happy to put them in there and you can enjoy it later on. And if you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, my one-on-one distance sessions, tarot readings, and Reiki charged crystals, for which there will be an even bigger selection in the coming week, definitely check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as are all of my social media. Definitely trying to build up my follower list on TikTok so I can do a little bit more work there. But I'm really just so grateful that all of you are here. Thank you for being here. For the 25 minutes that I send Reiki, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that the lights move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up. If you want to learn more about our musical creator, she's linked at the bottom of the description. Yeah, what else? No, that's pretty much it. I'm so grateful to have y'all here. My next stream will be tomorrow, Wednesday at 4 p.m. East Coast US time. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at that grid and get ready for our sessions. Ooh, pretty. Oh, that came out really, really pretty. Oh, look at all those hearts. I love it. Wonderful. And thank you all for your beautiful gratitudes. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you. So I have a sleeping Gertie on my lap. I have a sleeping Hattie on a little warming pad on my bed. And I hope all of you are nice and cozy wherever you happen to be. Today has been an especially rough day to be on this planet. And I just want to say love and support to everyone that's hurting in every way that they're hurting, in every way that I can possibly provide it. And I hope all of you get some peace as we spend some time together this evening. Okay, so enjoy your session. I'll see you all in 25 minutes. And at that time, you'll be able to ask any questions or share anything with me, and I'll be able to engage with you. So enjoy your session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out at your own pace. Slowly come back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure always to share this healing with all of you. And I have a little Hattie cat in my lap. Mia, you want to say hi? Who's a good girl? Who's a good Hattie cat? Oh. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, go ahead and plop them in the chat. Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful week as well. You're so welcome, Chris. Lots of love to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here with an abundance of gratitude. Again, I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, at 4 p.m. East Coast U.S. time. I know it's a really difficult time in the world, so I'm always grateful when you choose to spend some time with me, and definitely let me know in the comments, in the live stream chats, or anywhere, emailing through the website or anything, if there's any other way that I can help and support you all. So, yeah, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm glad it was comforting for you. It felt comforting for me too, Patty. Lots of love to you and Key. So have a good evening, take care, and bye for now.